I'm a pretty simple guy, but when you read what you read, it told me if I was a Kansas veteran and I needed chemotherapy or I needed a regularly scheduled 2-week appointment or I needed whatever, and neither Seneca nor Liberal offered it, I ought to have choice accessible to me to go to a private doctor in Liberal or in Seneca.
Okay, here's what I would like to do to get clarification here. What we will do is we will go to the 40-mile roster, the list of veterans that are eligible for care under the 40-mile rule. We'll look specifically at Seneca and Liberal and wherever else you want us to look, and we'll print you the list of the names of the veterans that show up on that 40-mile list, because we know who's eligible for care under 40 miles. We know that already today, now. We'll do that and provide it to you, and then we can figure out whether or not those veterans are actually accessing care in the community.
The reason I want to continue on this for one more second, because I'm slow, but in the case we just talked about, 40 miles is irrelevant. I mean, if you're within 40 miles, but you can't get the service that they need, they ought to have choice. If the clinic's not open or it's not available and they ought to be able to go, they ought to have choice to go as well. Period, end of sentence.
And that is the interpretation that we have applied on part-time clinics since we launched Choice. But we'll go print out the list of veterans on the 40-mile list, and we'll look for those from Seneca and wherever else, whatever communities in Kansas you'd like for us to look for, and determine who's actually using 40-mile eligible. That's the way it works today. Not tomorrow, but today and yesterday.
Mr. Chairman, there are 9 CBOCs in Kansas that do not have a full-time physician that are still listed as facilities, and veterans are being told that they live too close to a facility to access choice care.
And that's wrong.
It is wrong, and if that's the case on the ground, we'll fix it.
Yes. Because whether it's Hartford, Connecticut, Macon, Georgia, or Liberal, Kansas, if a veteran can't get the service from the VA and choice is operable, which it is, they ought to be able to choose a physician that can deliver the service to them
Absolutely,
in their
yes.
without having to get a Philadelphia lawyer to negotiate.
And they don't have to go through anybody to do that. I mean, they just, they work, they get their appointment scheduled.
And Mr. Secretary, your letter to me of June or July was very appreciated, and it in fact reinforced how I thought choice should be interpreted in the first place.
Yes.
Your ability to do that in Liberal is just what we want to have the ability to do every place else.
Absolutely.
And what you're telling me is that's now the case.
That is now the case, yes, sir. And if we're not executing that way, shame on us, bad on us.
Thank you.